All right, so Miss Fox had a quick snack, so hopefully that'll help us on our next problem. So we have 6-36, which says the diagram at right shows three possible ways to represent inequality statements. So we have right up here where we have in words, we can write that inequality statement in words. We also have where we can graph it. That's what we were just doing in the last problem in the last lesson. We also can use symbols. So we wrote the symbols, and that's what I kept miswriting on the last problem. So that is with letters, numbers, and also operation symbols is what they're talking about. So we can do all three of those where they have the same value. So review the meanings of the inequality symbols. So we have right here, we have this guy, which is greater than. That means that the value that is to the left is larger than the one that's to the right. And we know that we have the two dots right there to help us to remember it. This one here is less than. So again, it means that the number to the left, it has a smaller value than the one to the right, and which whenever is greater or is bigger has the two dots. The one that's smaller has just the one. We have this guy right here. So we have greater than symbol, but there's also this line at the bottom which means or equal to. So this is greater than or equal to. Then we also have less than or equal to. So that means either the value to the left is smaller than the one to the right, or they could also be equal to one another. So we're now supposed to generate the two missing representations from each inequality described in problems alpha through Charlie below. So alpha, we have it in symbols. Bravo has it in words. And Charlie has it in a graph. So each one of these has the missing form that we're trying to do for the rest of them. So there's examples there. So, and I've also written this on the notebook. So we have that guy right here. So we have this statement right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write it in words first because that kind of helps me with knowing how to draw my graph personally. Although it really doesn't matter, I should be able to do it from any of those. So we have right there where X is less than negative one and 1/2. So I allowed students to write that in word or in number form, excuse me, but really truly word form would be where we write out the words for each of the numbers as well. Now we're going to do the graph for this guy. So again, I have my line with two arrows. Those must be there. I have my 0 to anchor it. When I go to grade test, I'm going to look for that 0. It needs to be there. I need to find my negative 1 and 1/2. Should be to the left of my 0. So I have negative 1 and 1/2. So with this symbol right here, am I going to have a solid dot or an open dot? Am I going to have something like this or what we did yesterday? Hopefully you can see we don't have that equal sign underneath, so that means that this should be an open dot. And I make them really kind of big, so it's really easy to see. It's not a halo where it's up here, but I definitely can see that it's open. So now we need to figure out which way we're going to shade. So X is less than negative 1 and 1/2. So where is the numbers that are less than? Hopefully you said that they are to the left. So that right there is that graph for this symbols. So what I want you to do is I want you on this problem right here, I want you to go ahead and pause the video in your app and you're going to try to do your graph and write it in symbols. Pause the video now. Okay, you're back. Let's try writing this. So it says X is greater than or equal to 2. So X is greater than, so I have my two dots facing the x, which is bigger, or equal to 2. And my line with arrows, 0. Positive 2 is to the right of 0. Open dot or closed dot. This one here is going to be a closed dot, closed circle on there because we do have that equal sign. Am I going to shade to the left or to the right? X is greater than or equal to 2. I need to shade to the right. Lastly, we have Charlie. So we have this graph right here. So go ahead and try to write it in words and in symbols. Pause the video and try to do it now. So at this one here, I'm going to go ahead and try to write the symbols first. So I definitely need X. I see that my dot is on 2, so I know I definitely need 2. This is shaded to the left, so that means X is going to be bigger or smaller than 2. In this case, it's smaller. So I'm going to go this way with it. 2 is larger than X, right? So X is less than 2. So with this right here, I have a solid dot. Do I leave it alone or do I write the line underneath? In this case, I'm going to write that line underneath because I have that solid dot. Now I need to write this in words above. So X is less than or equal to